Good morning, it's Amy Simpson from Breathe, Believe, Achieve, and this morning I wanted just really to ask you to reflect on, as we're starting to have conversations about how we kind of come out of lockdown and how we start to return to what is going to be the new way of working, of how we socialise, is maybe just to consider of all the things that have changed during this period. What do we want to kind of almost leave here? So what are the things that we've kind of learned or been given the opportunity to take a step back from? What of those things are we just going to choose just to leave here, not to pick back up again? I know certainly one of the things that I've considered is often that I run a very busy practice. I see lots of people in the practice. I see them at all different times of the day. And I've always considered that to be that I have flexibility around my diary about when I work. But actually what being in lockdown has really given me the opportunity to do is to create space for myself, time for just my family and time just for me. And it's certainly made me consider, do I want to jump straight back into long days, like working 6 days a week sometimes to accommodate the people that I'm trying to see? And the answer is probably no, because I don't know if people get the best from me when I'm working that hard. I don't know whether actually when I'm really investing in myself and looking after me, whether actually that means that the people who I come into contact with get a version of me that's a much more present. And maybe that's a real opportunity for you to consider as well. Of there will absolutely be lots of things that we've got. They're just the non-negotiables of the things that we are picking back up, that we have to pick back up. But maybe there's some elements of every day, of maybe some of the rituals that you do. Maybe you've been using some rituals in the morning, whether that's around just actually taking a bit of time just to sit just outside in some fresh air for whilst you're having a cup of tea in the morning. Maybe you've started doing a bit of exercise in the morning. Maybe you've gone for a walk in the morning. There might be things that you've actually given yourself the time and the opportunity to do. Or there might be things at the end of the day. There might be kind of bedtime, nighttime rituals that you've kind of really invested in and are feeling the benefit from it. So if we consider lockdown as being like a pause, so the world has hit pause and has made us all kind of slow down, step back, really kind of reflect on what's working. Before we hit play again, are we just going to hit play on everything? Or is there certain elements that we're going to choose? Well, actually, that's not coming back into whatever this new part is going to look like, because that wasn't helpful for me, and it probably would. Then if it's not helpful for you, it's probably not actually helpful for anybody that's coming in contact with you, because if it's creating more stress or more kind of disease, I suppose, if you think about disease as being that imbalance, so if it's creating that more of an imbalance in your body and mind, then that's probably not good for anybody, definitely not good for you. So just thinking, what if lockdown is the pause, before we just hit play again, are we hitting play on everything? Or is there certain things that we're going to leave behind, and maybe there's some new things that actually really nourish us, and those are the things that we're going to bring into the next phase with us?